Fellow travelers. I think it's working. Hello, fellow travelers, travel enthusiasts, and yeah, welcome. So to day 2 of the Freedom Lifestyle Challenge. Yesterday was fantastic. We've had some great comments and questions and everything, which was a whole heap of fun. And today we are going to go through, so yesterday we covered getting to know yourself and planning out your ideal day, which is really important. And today we're going to go one step further in mapping out your first year, which is really great to work out the dollars, which we'll be covering tomorrow, and preparing your mindset that you need in regards to living your freedom lifestyle. So for those of you that don't know me, just a quick intro. I'm Tegan. I'm originally from Outback Australia, like really the Outback. And for the past 5 years, my husband and I have been traveling the globe and living our dream life while we're still young enough to enjoy it. So this week we're going to show you how you too can enjoy this lifestyle and how you can afford to make it happen as well. Okay, we take you through our methodology, which is very simple. Dream it, plan it, do it. So today is still part of the dream part and a little bit of stepping into the planning, and then we're going to dive into the planning even more in the next couple of days. You've got your playbook, which you can download underneath this. There'll be a link to take you to the recap page. And inside there, I meant to mention yesterday, there's a page for your aha moments. So anything that you kind of go, wow, I didn't even think of that, jot that down. All right, so today it's about dreaming and planning. So it's one thing to dream and it's another thing to actually do it. Okay, so a lot of people dream of living this lifestyle, but they actually won't take the steps to actually do it. And so once you make that decision to actually do it and you start talking to people about it, you're going to find that you get certain reactions from people. You know, when you finally say, hey, I'm packing up and I'm getting out of here, people will react very differently, and some will be really excited and supportive for you, but still kind of like, don't know what you're doing, but I'm really happy for you. Other people will be worried. They'll put their concerns on you, their worries, their limiting beliefs kind of put onto you. Other people will get jealous because they wish that they, were doing it too. And some will just be confused. And I remember going to a party and people just kept asking, yeah, but where do you live? It's like wherever we go, wherever we choose to live. Yeah, but where do you live? They couldn't comprehend what it was like, the lifestyle, because it was such a step out of what they'd been conditioned to believe that they should be living. Grow up, go to school, work hard, put money away, go on holidays once a year, and then when you finally get to retirement, if you're lucky to get there, then you can enjoy your life. Okay, that's how we're conditioned. So people really struggle with, yeah, but where's your home? Where do you live? So those are the different reactions you're going to have. To deal with all of those, you're going to need to be strong mentally, okay, and have a really strong kind of resolve, I suppose. And once you start living this dream lifestyle, even before when you're planning it, you're going to really need to have, 4 things. You're going to need support. You're going to need some people around you that actually get you, that really understand, and you can go to and kind of ask questions and feel that, feel like you're not being completely, you're the only crazy one in the world. And the other thing you're going to need is like a mindset kind of support kind of mechanism, I suppose. I call it a bit of a mindset reset routine. And another thing is like a manifesto to remind you why you're doing it. And the last thing that you need is a clear plan and a vision. So these are all really important things, and of course the planning and the visioning and all these sorts of things we cover. So let's dive in today and get into that. So what we call the people around you that really get you is like a tribe of people around you to support you. And when we started to do this, we had no one. Like there were so few people, especially our age. Like there were plenty of millennials doing it, but not people our age actually doing this in the way that made sense for people at our age to do it, and still being able to save for your retirement. So we kind of had to really go against the grain and kind of work it out ourselves, and it was so much harder. Whereas if you have, people around you that get you, once we started traveling, we had people that kind of, we gravitated towards those people. And now, we're in our 6th year, and people now, our sort of friends and family now are starting to understand what we're about. So, it does take a bit of time, but having those people around you is really, really important. The other thing that you need, as I said, is your mindset being right. And I'm a big fan of having like a mindset reset routine. And I know routine sounds really, really boring, but it doesn't have to be. Like, seriously, my middle name is Freedom, so I do not like restrictions. But with a kind of a routine that's flexible, it can still be fun, but it still can actually serve you really, really well. And when it comes to mindset, we all have wobbly moments and sometimes wobbly days or wobbly weeks. So especially in this year, we've all had a lot of them. So having sort of tools around you that you can actually use to get you back on track is really, really helpful. So I like things like the app Calm and the tapping solution and My Movies and a few other things like that. I'm also a big believer in having exercise, to really clear your mind. And it doesn't have to be strenuous exercise. It can just be going for a walk on the beach or something like that. So in your playbook, we've created a little mindset reset kind of page for you, where you can put down like your favorite apps that you like, things that you like doing, and then you can actually mark off. I like putting little print it out and put little stars on it or something like that, or you can do the digital option, so that you can see sort of how that you've kind of been doing it. And you get to choose with this routine. You get to choose, just sort of 3 things from it to do for a minimum of like 30 minutes to an hour if you can each day. And you might want to do that, make that your morning routine, or you might want to make that your mid-afternoon when we all want to go to sleep routine, or your evening one before you go to bed. It's really quite flexible, giving you the freedom that you want. And routine, this kind of, I suppose, a little bit of discipline and focus and everything like that is really important in sustaining this type of lifestyle. I touched on it yesterday in regards to, making sure that you book 1 meeting a day so that you're keeping focus, so that you're still, moving forward towards your retirement, and, making sure that you're still financially comfortable and that you're happy and that everything, is sustainable. Okay, the other thing that we've included in your playbook as well is a manifesto. So knowing why you're doing what you're doing, knowing what you're working towards is really going to help you to, when the naysayers are like, oh, you're crazy, you can't do that, what are you doing? What are you doing? Just, step back into your little box and just follow the same as everyone else. And they mean well when they say that, but to really help you, knowing where you're going, why you're doing it, who you're doing it for, is really important. So in your playbook today, we've included like a little manifesto, and I recommend pulling that out whenever you kind of have self-doubt show up and read through it, because it's really, really handy to have, and that will just keep you really focused, and knowing why you're doing it, who you're doing it for, what it's going to feel like, and really putting you into that sort of space. And the last thing we have is one of my favorite things, which is a vision board. And vision boards are really, really popular. A lot of successful people use them, famous people use them. And there's bigger versions and smaller versions. We've just given you a little taste of it, a little mini version to get you started on your planning, because we're stepping into the planning part next, of your freedom lifestyle. So with this, and even like, for example, who is it? Leonie Dawson, a hugely creative, hippie, gorgeous person. She actually calls them dream boards, you know, where you put your dreams and you turn them into reality. So dream board, vision board, up to you. Even, who else uses them? Katy Perry uses them as well, had one since she was 14. So yeah, really great tool. You can either use it digitally, like you can create the images, and what it is you find images that say your story, that create your dream. So your dream images of like the house that you want to live in, or the you know, in our case, what we're doing with this one is the places that you want to visit in your first year. And the type of accommodation and the activities that you want to do. And you put those pictures into like a collage, and you either, you know, have them physically, or you can put them into your computer and have it as your screensaver. Use it, so like put it somewhere that you're going to see it every single day, because subconsciously it works on your subconscious, so that you actually are subconsciously moving towards that as well. So a few things. So with the one that we've given you in the playbook, it's choose 4 locations for your first year that you want to visit in your first year of travel, once we're able to travel again. And one, you know, an image for your style of accommodation that you want, and at least one activity that you want to achieve, that perhaps is, you know, you wanted to do for a long time. Very quickly, just some tips on the vision boards to make them really work. Be as specific as you can, okay? I actually had on my vision board, oceanfront penthouse apartment, okay? And here we are, all right? Actually in an oceanfront penthouse apartment with a pool that literally looks over the ocean, okay? It's gorgeous. What I didn't clarify in that, so be really specific, is that I wanted to own it. So, so even though we're only here temporarily, I would love to own an oceanfront penthouse apartment. So you need to be really specific with what you really want. Make them real. So don't attach them to like, oh, I want to win lotto. Okay. Yes, that may happen, but it's, you know, what's that going to give you? What would you do with that? So be a little bit more specific than that. And how does each image make you feel? So when you get your images, you might have a picture of a particular, you know, place that you want to visit, like Venice Beach in the US, or a villa in Tuscany, or something to that effect. And I want you to make sure that that image really makes you feel good about it. Okay, and really make sure that you have. You know, that you have that the feeling that it gives you is positive as well. So if not, look for another image. The other thing too is make sure you stretch outside your comfort zone. Okay, maybe put in 1 or 2 places that you've never been before, that you've, you know, sort of not too sure about, you know, because it's about stretching that little comfort zone a bit more. And also put it somewhere, I've already said this, put it somewhere every day that you actually, so that you actually see it every day, so it works on your subconscious. So I actually have a whole course dedicated to creating vision boards that actually work for you in creating your dreams. And that's going to be coming out in January. I think it's in January. And that shows you all the do's and the don'ts, how to do it digitally, how to do it, you know, physically. Plus we dive into actually how to clear blocks. So, you know, if you had an image of like, you know, somewhere that you wanted to go, but there was a bit of a block there, thinking, oh, I could never do that. Your little fear monkeys saying, you could never do that. Then we actually clear out those blocks. And that's actually, that course is a bonus if you choose to join the Courage to Travel course. So the other thing too, before I go, is you can actually find free images for this at Unsplash and Pixabay, and I'll put those links into the recap page, so you've got all that information. And just a little quote before we go: hold the vision, trust the process. So hold the vision and trust the process. So trust that it will come. Okay, there's been times when I never thought that I would be where I am today, but I held that vision that I would be traveling the world. Didn't know how it was going to happen, but I trusted that I would get there somehow. And the opportunities showed up to make that a reality. So anything is possible. I am a firm believer in that because of where I've come from and where I am today. So that's it for today. Hold the vision, trust the process. Tomorrow we'll be covering money, 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 money. And so we'll be going into that. And comment in the group post, in the group, saying one thing that you will put on your vision board. Okay, and any aha moments that you might have had from today. And also remember, put your aha moments into your playbook as well. Okay, that's it from me for today. Thank you so much, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.